The breaking developments at this hour on this massive outage today. Cell phones across this country, tens of thousands of AT&T customers, their phones not working. Other carriers affected by this too. Tonight, sources just telling ABC News they now believe it was an AT&T software update that brought the phones down. The outage is rippling across the country. You can see the map there showing the most affected cities, including Los Angeles, Houston, Chicago, and Miami. AT&T tonight saying service has been restored, but for many hours, some users were told if you have an emergency, call on a landline. But what about the many Americans who no longer have a landline? And authorities are now asking tonight, was this sort of a wake-up call? What if the threat had been worse? Rebecca Jarvis leading us off tonight.
Tonight, multiple federal agencies, including the FBI and the FCC, are investigating after AT&T customers in major cities all over the country, from LA to Dallas to Chicago, lost cell service.
I woke up around 3 o'clock and I checked my phone and it said SOS only.
The outage affected emergency services in multiple states, with callers having problems getting through to 911. San Francisco's fire department telling callers having issues to use a landline. Massachusetts State Police reporting their 911 call centers flooded with calls from people trying to see if 911 works from their cell phone. Please do not do this. It also affected FirstNet, a nationwide network for first responder and police communication. AT&T hasn't said exactly how many of its more than 100 million customers were affected. According to the website Down Detector, which tracks self-reported outages, the numbers peaked around 10 a.m. at more than 70,000. But that's just cases reported directly to the website. Down Detector also reported outages from T-Mobile and Verizon, but both those companies say they're operating normally and blame the reports on failed calls from their customers to AT&T users.
So let's get right to Rebecca Jarvis with us tonight. Rebecca, sources telling us that this was a software update that malfunctioned, affecting tens of thousands, perhaps even more. And all of these concerns today because people were told to use landlines if there's an emergency, concerns that this could have been far worse in this country, particularly because so many people don't even have a landline anymore.
That's right, David. And far worse, potentially, if it had been a cyber attack or something more malicious. It was also a reminder that in an emergency, most phones like this one have a function where you can use Wi-Fi to make an emergency call, and you could use that SOS emergency function to also text in a real emergency. David?
All right, Rebecca Jarvis leading us off here tonight. Rebecca, a great reminder.